I'm exploring the experience of West Coast homelessness and shooting a documentary along the way. Out of sight, out of mind. I've been on this tour for 2 months now and have visited 30 cities from San Diego to Eureka, Bakersfield through Nevada City and up to Redding. I visited and have interviewed as many as 300 people. The tour and documentary production are still underway with a few more weeks to go. I happened to stop through Santa Cruz on the day that a killing of a person who sleeps outside occurred on the San Lorenzo River Levee downtown.
Growing concerns tonight about safety in Santa Cruz.
The San Lorenzo Riverwalk gets a lot of foot traffic, and the things people see and hear can be disturbing.
4 days later, I went to visit people on the levee who knew the victim and those who've been arrested.
Very powerful individual, but brought up a perfect product of his environment and his rearing, his upbringing. Right?
Yeah. You know, I wanted to say that, you know what, there was two sides to that man. You know what I mean? And that was one of them.
Yeah.
But you know what? In his times, in his moments, he could be very, very compassionate for somebody, and embrace you. You know.
Yeah. And
he would embrace you. You know, as long as you were along the guidelines of his ideals. You know what I mean? Because that's what he was, a man with ideals and believed in standing in what he believed in. And that was part of what was going on with, you know, his I don't know, they want to say abuse or whatever, but I'm just going to call it his regulation of, you know, his directive of what is his rule. Yeah.
This was his kingdom.
The king of the levee. That's his.
This levee was his levee.
Yeah.
He says, notice how I cleaned up the levee?
And he really did. You know?
And he did.
There was a lot going on down there that he put a stop to, you know, because he felt it was wrong. And everybody else did too, but nobody just...
That's what he was doing. He was trying to get the people that were up here not doing stuff in front of little kids and moms and dads and grandpas and grandmas and families.
He was looking out for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, he wanted it to be better for all of us. He wasn't from here, but he loved this town. You know, like as much as anybody possibly could. And like you said, there was kind of an abusive side and everything, but the other side was way bigger. You know, he had a huge heart, and he didn't ever do anything out of malice. It was always, you know, he thought.
Yeah, there was always reason for his actions. Oh, and he could explain it to you. He could explain it to you. Well, you know what? You know, this guy stepped over the line in a certain area of his walk here, and you know what I mean. He needs to be disciplined.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To be totally honest with you, I believe that was an act of cowardice. You know,
right?
Because the guy didn't want to take an ass whooping. You know what I mean?
And he wanted to prove himself.
And he wanted to prove that he had the balls to kill someone.
Do you think they got the right people?
Well, I can't speculate on that. That's for the law to handle and take care of.
How do you mean that?
Do you think that they
got the right people?
Do you think that the suspects that are being charged are the people who are responsible for the death?
Oh, I think that there's other people involved.
Okay, I'm not asking for names. I'm just saying generally.
No, and I don't know any direct names, but I think there's more to it than meets the eye.
Okay.
You know, I think that Nino was another spun individual, but he had more.
You watch too much goddamn TV, man.
He thought he
was more reckless and more careless.
Yeah, he had this Scarface idea, you know.
He was living kind of a grandiose.
Yeah, grandiose. Yes, exactly.
Character. But Joey didn't deserve to die.
No, not at all.
And in my opinion, Nino doesn't deserve to be put in that position, and he's probably a product of his environment as well. You don't learn that just sitting in your room reading your books after school.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say he watched too much damn TV. You know what I mean? He had this grandiose idea of what it was to be a gangster. You know what I mean? And that took him to where he went with this.
It has changed a lot of things about this whole place. This whole place is just not the same.
Let's talk about real quick the level of safety. Do you feel safe?
You know what? I feel safe because I believe I can protect myself. You know what I mean? I can handle myself. I got the ability to I'd say assail a fucking attacker or whatever I need to do. But
But what I mean to say is, if somebody was attacking you, would you call 911 and feel like they would help you out?
No.
Why?
Because 911 ain't gonna do nothing but throw me in jail.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah, I'm cool. That's my experience with the 911, with the police department. They're always arresting the wrong
I call
guys.
911 if somebody's dying or
Oh yeah. If somebody's dying or we call 911.
Yeah, for
sure,
ambulance. Yeah.
Call an ambulance. But I'm saying like if somebody's attacked somebody,
or you're feeling threatened, like we're not gonna call 911. They're not gonna do anything about it.
prison yard
They're just
ethics
looking
out
for
there.
reasons.
Exactly. It's like prison yard ethics here. Like, people think like the cop is bad
And the people too.
and the people are bad.
It's the people. Like it's happened 4 or 5 times now where people have rode by and said, "I'm not homeless. Don't shoot. I'm not homeless. Don't shoot."
Right over the grave, right over where he died.
Yeah.
Just totally insensitive.
Insensitive,
45 minutes before you showed up.
I'd say almost animalistic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's wrong.
Yeah, like
Wrong.
it's just crazy. It's craziness. How do you mock a person's death? You don't do that. You don't do that. I don't care where you are or who you are.
And don't think for a minute we all want to be here.
Yeah. No, we don't.
No,
Shit.
There are some, but not us. I know speaking for myself, I don't want to be here.
What's that tattoo on your shin?
Oh, it's the lighthouse.
The one here?
Yeah, at the harbor.
Oh, nice.
Thank you.
That's a local tattoo.
Yeah, I've been here pretty much my whole life.
What do you think about now that the larger community says they feel less safe than ever? Did the event, that murder, have any effect on their level of safety?
No.
No,
That
not
was a totally personal situation
Yeah. And
between them two.
And it was,
That was it. That was it, and that was all.
Yeah, and it was just
Well,
with Nino. I don't think you're dealing with a person that was completely normal.
Or all there. Yeah.
Because nobody lies and does and says the things that
He did.
has done, and people just don't do that. If they just don't. There's something going on there that definitely wasn't normal to me. I mean, looking back on it, I noticed
agree with
I didn't notice it at the time as much.
I can agree
but
with that
it's
statement.
She's been held on $1 million bail right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, she also ran with the rough crowd, and again, another product of her environment, which she chooses to involve herself in or not involve herself in, but she chose to do it. She's an adult. We all know her personally, and she's smart, articulate, intellect, and all that stuff. But because of a lot of bad habits that a lot of us have, with different things, that makes it easier to fall into those cracks, and run with the wrong crowd.
Hey.
But bottom line is, we all choose to,
Yeah.
or we choose not to.
Yeah.
But we choose to stay up here because we feel like this is probably our
The safest place.
But most people would say it's the most dangerous.
No,
But
it's the safest place to be at.
we believe in safety in numbers. A lot of us would not be out here by themselves.
Oh yeah, no way.
So if you had to say something to, let's call them the haters or the people in the community who are trying to move this idea that they feel less safe and that we have to clean up the levee and all this, what would you tell them?
I think I would say stop being afraid of what you don't understand and educate yourself as to what you can do to help the situation. We're all human.
Yeah.
I would say it's okay to be afraid, but try to take the time to understand us and talk to us more, and allow us to help you because we
go out of our way to say hello, good morning,
out here.
and whatever,
Most people, aren't sure.
Yeah.
Most people.
Some people will even not respond to you
Everybody's
or
afraid
totally
of
ignore
the
you,
unknown.
like you're not there.
I've probably gotten 40 tickets in the past month
For what?
for either illegal camping or sitting on the
Trespassing,
sidewalk
or,
wrong,
leaning against a
or
tree,
smoking in the wrong area, or just petty bullshit that they're using these tactics to pinch us off.
Gateway
to
crimes.
Slowly pinch us off from all of the.
That's what they are, gateway crimes. They're going to lead to bigger and better things.
They're doing it. They're winning right now. They're winning.
Yeah, like the whole going back to the whole clean up the levee thing. Like, I think people should think more about what they could do to help the situation instead of like clean it up, that makes me think like get rid of us. They just want us gone, you know what I mean? They're not trying to help, help anybody. It's just, we're all human beings. We don't deserve to be thrown away or, dismissed. Like, we deserve the respect that everybody else does,
There's a statistic out there that I read a long time ago before I became homeless that 75% of the homeless community are mentally ill. 50% of that 75% were not ill until they became homeless. And it hits home.
Yeah,
It really does.
I witnessed it.
Like,
I've been out
you
here
can
for
feel it
going on
happening
3
to
years
yourself.
and
I constantly say to myself, God, I wonder if this is the day where I'm going to snap and be forever stuck in another personality or another environment, but in the same place.
That's true, man. You know what
That's
I
what
believe?
we're here for, keep that from happening.
I'll get up early in the morning and go pick up every bit of trash on the entire Pacific Mall before the crew gets there, and they're like, wow, we want to buy you coffee, or they'd buy me a coupon for 20 bucks. Coffee.
Pedestrians going to work, man.
They love that.
You give them a good morning greeting, and you see the smile on their face, and you recognize that you may have to, change
Pick
their
up
day.
a piece of garbage on your way to the trash can.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
Show that you do care about where you're at. But
Well, have a beautiful day. I'm gonna let this fall. My name is Brent.
Mark,
Roby.
Roby, nice to meet you, Roby.
And I'm Joe.
Joe, nice to meet you.
I met you at the Warming Center.
Yeah.